Today, I want to talk to you about building platforms. I want to talk to you about my experience building platforms, and I want to change the title of this talk a little bit. There you go. I want to change this title to this talk to how to make your platforms truly successful. And in order to do that, we'll try to answer the three questions. The first one, what is a data platform? When did it come to existence? And what makes it truly successful? Before that, I prepared these slides in an online version. If you want to follow along the slides, there's a QR code. I promise it's safe. There's nothing malicious about it, even though you should watch out for the weird QR codes out there. While I talk about myself, you can view the slides up there. So, who am I? I'm a Markdown and YAML aficionado. And what that means, thank you for referencing the trees in there. It means that I spend a lot of my time writing Markdown and writing YAML configuration in a lot of different circumstances in relation to the services that I built internally at REA and in relation to talks like this. In fact, this talk is written in Markdown itself. I'm just using a nice open source tool to display these as slides for you, which is cool. I'm a notorious Chrome tab hoarder. I cannot get enough of them. I cannot close them down. I want to just, someone told me this, that they just close every tab that they have on Chrome at the end of a session. Not me. I'm an apprentice of data engineering arts, which means that I have started this journey in data engineering not so long ago. Yes. I'm a generalist, which means that I've tried different professions, from bar staffing to writing technical documentation. I've been in software development for the last 6 years. I work as a full stack developer, backend developer, data engineer, and just recently I've been finding my niche into platform engineering. I'm also an experimental physicist. I have a degree of university in Poland. I did experiments on semiconductors. I used to measure materials of different semiconductors and trying to come up with better materials to produce more efficient lasers, for example. And I also did some cool work in the fields of bioinformatics, where I did some molecular dynamics in simulating membranes and how the glucose transfers through the membrane. Very cool. If you want to talk to me that afterwards. I'm happy to chat about that. I'm also a data engineering bias attendee 2023. It was really cool. It inspired me to give this talk, so here we go. And for the last 3 years, I've been building platforms at REA Group, which is an awesome company. If you want to talk to me about them, and if you're interested in what they do, talk to me as well. I would like to keep this talk as fun, as entertainment as possible. So please do feel free to release a bit of chuckle, to try to enjoy this talk and not just look at my slides. Because I'm also an enthusiast of genuine human authentic connection. I would like to bond with everyone in this room if that's possible. I know it's not possible. But before we go into building data platforms, I want to chat to you about a topic that is very dear to me, which is about burnout. Have you felt burnout lately? If you are like me, it's probably yes. I think this world we live in, there's a lot of technologies coming out there. There's always someone to meet. There's always another conference to go. Thank you for being here, by the way. It's really nice to see you guys. And so many people in this room. Super hyped about that. So I promise this will make sense in some ways. I want to introduce you to the work of this man, Mohamed Mo Gaudat. I've recently been listening to his podcast. He's an Egyptian entrepreneur and writer. And he used to work as a chief business officer at Google X, which is the Google's secret lab, where they develop secret stuff. He's an author of The Soul for Happy, Scary Smart, and Unstressable. And why is this important? Because in his latest book, Mr. Mo stresses out that there are there's 3 stress triggers. First one is anticipation of a threat. This one is happening when you're looking into something that will happen in the future, and you don't know you're anticipating something dangerous to happen to you. That might be something like an exam, that might be something like a conference talk, for example. That's something that it could be an anticipation of threat. The second one is trauma. Something that happens to you when you have a traumatic event, something that is very serious, something that you should be consulting professionals about. The third one is just what a lot of people these days face, is burnout. So I want to introduce you to a stress equation that we're trying to use it throughout the talk to understand some of the points. So according to Mr. Mo, stress operates entirely like a machine. And because of that, it's just as predictable as math. And you know this guy is serious because it has a Wikipedia page. So let's look at stress engineering as stress as an engineering problem. So, as I mentioned, degree in physics. I don't know about how many of you have degrees that you're very proud of, but you don't use it on a daily basis. So I'm trying to sneak it in somewhere in here as well. So according to physics, stress in a physical system is equal to the force applied divided by the area that the force is applied to. So, an example, a force of 5,000 newtons is applied to a rectangular beam in a cross-sectional area of 0.0 square meters. That means that the stress that beam feels is about 5,000 pascals. This is relevant. This is the phenomenon that you're referencing. If you remember the story, there's like people sleeping on like beds of nails, and that makes only sense because the actual area that they're sleeping is quite wide. So the stress on an individual part of the body is quite small, which is why this looks cool and makes it happen. In humans, though, according to Mr. Mo, the stress is calculated as the intensity of the pressure that you feel, the challenge that you face, divided by the resources that you have available to handle it, and the abilities that you have to respond. So, for example, this is not based on experience. One product manager and two engineering managers challenge you to move data to the real-time stream, which is great because we had a bunch of amazing talks before about streams and perspective and all that. The team has full control and access to the stream resources, but no experience in building such pipelines. So putting artificial values in here, there's no framework for this yet. I'm working on that. The product manager has about an intensity of a 10, engineering manager is about a 500. So we can see that the resources that they have access to pretty much everything that they need, but they have zero ability. So the stress becomes pretty intense number. And again, this is out of scale. I'm working on that. So how does this relate to data platforms? Most of my talk is about building platforms, specifically for data platforms. So data platforms can provide engineers with much needed resources to conquer an increasing intensity and challenges of growing businesses, if built the right way. There you go. Chapter number 1, achieving the platform purpose. So I want to come back to this and think about what a platform is and when does it come to existence, and then we'll jump to what makes it truly successful. So do we even need data platform engineers? I mean, what are they used for anyway, right? So I want to talk you to the different stages of the evolution of a data team that I have seen. I have witnessed some of it, and I'm sure you have some experience yourselves. So the lone data engineer, the person that is known also as a full stack data specialist, and I did claim that title. I've never seen that before, so I do claim it, who didn't sign up for this. So I want to talk to you about the type of tasks that they might be having tasks to do, which is pulling data, cleaning data, building visualizations, setting basic cloud infrastructure. They're probably doing a lot of these scripting Python. They're probably doing a little bit about this in Excel, maybe trying to make do, right? They're probably building a system for a small team, but they're also responsible for almost everything. So what do they feel? Excitement, empowerment, satisfaction, because they can do whatever they want, right? Like that, give me a dashboard, please. Not simplifying anyone's work in here, right? But just to prove a point. But they also feel overwhelmed because they have increasing amount of load coming into their life and trying to respond to this. But they also feel isolation because they work by themselves. Moments of doubt, We all have these moments when you're just so focused on what you're trying to achieve, on the goals, and you're not really sure whether that's the right idea because you don't have anyone to bounce ideas around. So what is their stress level? Arbitrary values, but bear with me. I believe that intensity and challenge of this task is quite low. Like we might not have a lot on the line. Maybe we're just building a new product. And we have probably all the resources that we need to build that. We have all the access, we have all the accounts, privileges, all the time. So it's quite low. We got a small team. One data analyst, a developer, and an engineer. So what might the experience be different like? So we tend to see like, okay, the data engineer will take care of the setting up of the pipeline, managing the data storage. Well, the data analyst will do the cleaning and maybe some presentation, whereas the developer then is tasked to integrate some of this insight into their product. What's the difference? They feel camaraderie. Suddenly they can bounce ideas around each other. Suddenly they don't feel like they're doing just everything by themselves. They feel support and connection. They really start to work as a team. But they also occasional frustration because they tend to have to discuss things between each other. They don't have every resources in the room. They have to come across this barrier of working with others, which is, based on my experience, quite difficult. What are the stress levels? Someone that can hire 3 people probably have a product that people are willing to pay for. So the intensity gets a bit higher. Challenging, a bit higher, as I said, a little bit conversations with others, trying to understand, like, have you built my pipeline? Not yet. How I made the visualization? I don't know. It's a bit challenging. Arguably, the resources are similar, and the abilities are spread across different teams. So the intensity, stress level is not too high, but we get there. We're getting there. More than one team. We got a small team. The differentiation is that now we have several teams. Team A delivers analytics for consumer A. Team B focused on giving insights to customers. Team C probably has recently been acquired to the business and still figuring out their access, right? Happens. Team evolution, business is growing, have more products coming in. Collaboration momentum. Suddenly someone comes into the business and shifts everything around, getting new insights. Exciting, right? We're feeling a bit of momentum, business is growing. What we see is that people are getting more specialized to the products that they're building and the data products that they're building the insights for. In Team A, the people that build data products are more suited to build consumer A-based data products. In Team B, maybe more customers, maybe more visualizations. We've even seen even more detailed in specializations. That then the coordination strength comes in. Like Team B doesn't have insights without Team A's work. It's a bit of we have to figure this out. So we got dispersed responsibility. Someone is responsible for one bit of the data pipeline. The other one is responsible for something else. Unclear ownership, like who is responsible? Who do I contact? Difficulties, right? So the stress levels, getting higher, right? Getting higher, getting there. We're getting more people, more teams. We have limited amount of resources because suddenly we don't have people next to us in our team. Suddenly we have another team member that has their own priorities, their own goals, their own things that they need to deliver. So suddenly that's getting slashed in some cases. They have to take care of their infrastructure. They have to take care of their instances. God knows what they're running. Maybe they're running Airflow. Who knows? So abilities, it's probably not accurate, but like getting the stress is getting there. So an even bigger team, I think we're getting the point that what do we see happening is that systems, as a business grows, as a team grows, systems become more complex and bigger and harder to handle. So specialization starts emerging. So communication challenges starts emerging. So scaling issues become real issues. Like maybe that first team that first built the first data pipeline, we're deploying an Airflow instance, and suddenly the other team comes in and can we use your instance? Yes, and that person just ran a backfill for like 1 year on a Monday morning. Like, and then suddenly everything goes down. Like we have scaling issues. Not speaking from experience. What happens? Like innovation starts to slow down. Engineers get back down on technical problems rather than solving business problems for others. So maintaining the cohesive culture becomes harder because you have many different teams talking about their needs and not the common needs. And data quality gets questioned. Like, we don't have standard processes in place. We don't know if these people actually tested their data. Do I trust the data? I mean, like, maybe if we work in the same room, I can tap you on the shoulder, but otherwise, it's difficult. So, and maybe we even need to invest in having a data modeler and join the team and trying to make a standard in here. So, what do platform do for all this? And I know this is not English perfect sentence, but the point is that they hide complexity. They take away the difficulties in understanding, like, oh, how do I integrate with this source? How do I integrate that source? I believe that platforms are meant to fix this, to address this issue. So improve efficiency so that people don't spend time doing repetitive tasks if they don't have to. Like, did someone already fix the problem? We just need to implement that. Enhance collaboration. Because you need to reach out to a data platform team, that enhance collaboration. You need to talk to someone to get something. The job of a data platform is to provide a shared space when everyone can contribute and discuss certain topics. Ensure consistency. Suddenly the data platform is in charge in making sure that the standards are there. Ensuring consistency, providing schemas to your events, streaming events that you might be hosting on your data platform. Enable scalability. Suddenly you have someone that actually will address these airflow issues, someone that is responsible for making sure that the instances scale. And reduce costs, because it's one of the metrics that platforms are usually measured on. So when do platform comes to existence? When a problem affects more than one person, and when the solution is applicable to others. This is a too seductive picture of a data engineer. I reflected on this, but it was too late to change the slides. All right, so we got this. We answered the 2 out of 3 questions, like, what is a data platform? And hopefully it's clear by this time. And we also answered when do they come to existence. But okay, like, you already built the data platform, but why is it not successful? What's stopping the adoption? So chapter number 2, achieving the platform success. In this chapter, I want to focus on what, in my views and my experiences, have made building successful platforms. Building platforms that people want to use, building platforms that are just enjoyable, just fun. So I want to talk a little about 2 concepts. The concept of creativity is the ability to generate original ideas and solutions through novel and imaginative thinking. Second one, innovation, is the processes of applying creative ideas to derive practical solutions and deliver value solving problems. None of this happens if people are too stressed to think freely. So I want to focus on these 3 factors that I'm about to talk about, because based on my experience, these have had the biggest impact on the type of teams that I work with and the type of platforms that I built, or we've built in my team, amazing team. But these lists are not exhaustive, of course. The first one is the culture of curiosity and experimentation. You want to build your platform, you want to build your culture in a way that people are easy, I want to experiment with something. Can I? Yes, go for it. You don't need my permission to do it. The collaboration networking. Once people start experimenting, once people start to be curious about things, connect them with each other. Just like you're connecting today. Just bring up the collaboration networking, make people talk to each other. I have an idea that I fixed this. What about this? All right, maybe we can find a common solution. And the third one is effective knowledge management. So I want to talk you again to some of the recipe and receipt of what worked for us and what type of activities and what type of focuses worked for us building internal data platforms in REA. For the building of curiosity and experimentation, our main goal is to not slow anyone down. We want people that build tools, that build pipelines, that deliver value to data products, to build their services with self-service at core. And what that means is that if you need a data asset, if you need something that you want to push your information on, and I should have mentioned this, I specialize in building streaming platforms. So if you have a topic, if you want to deploy a topic, you don't need permission from us. You want to play around with it, you want to play with the compaction mode, you want to play down with the partition, trying to understand consumer groups on a topic, which Adi talked about a little bit. Do it yourself. We will take care of the rest, which means that eliminate unnecessary PR approvals, empower the teams to create resources as they need. Make your platform easy and optional to use. It goes beyond self-service, but making things easier. We don't need lengthy onboarding steps. You just need 1 or 2 steps to get things going, and then we will tailor your journey to what you need more. So not overcomplicating examples, investing in a personalized onboarding experience. What works for an experienced streaming engineer will not work the same way for a junior engineer that has never heard about streams before. So, and ensure your platform is not mandatory, because people want to experiment with all this stuff. You build it, you own it, we got you back. Emphasize data ownership. You own the data on the topic. We don't. We own the data infrastructure. But we got you back in case something happened. We build platforms in a way that if you made a mistake, there are tools and processes in the platform that will help you out. Next section, for support and collaboration. Make sure others argues, but not you. Make sure that let others contribute. We talked, Adi also mentioned about the federation model, how someone, it was tailored. When someone built a tool and they allowed this into their system. That's what we do. You want something to done on the platform, just build this. Show us that it works. If it works, we're gonna get it in. We're gonna make sure everyone benefits from it. And that's awesome. Nothing is closed off. We don't work behind closed doors. Be a hub for ideas. Facilitate discussions and connect people facing similar challenges. And what that means is that once you heard that a user of your data platform or any other platform has an issue, and you heard that from another person, connect them. Like, this guy already solved this. This is the pattern that they used. Does that work for you? Yes or no? This is a huge, huge benefit of having an internal data platform versus anyone else, like versus an external service. And I cannot stress enough how much benefit this had. Be there for others. Maintain high standards of support. Make sure that people actually can rely on you. That people will know that if something goes wrong, something goes down, they need to recreate their topic, you're going to be there to help out. Effective knowledge management. Maintain the best documentation in town. Personalize your user experience, I mentioned before. Make a clear distinction between facts, guidelines, and requirements. Facts, these are the type of application that you can build. Guideline. If you want to build a stream of data that has certain requirements, this is how we recommend you do this. Requirements. You cannot build topics that have different names than this. Distinction is clarity. Champion learning. Organize boot camps, provide self-learning materials for others. Make them trying to experiment with things. If they need help, give them help. Build community groups and guilds. Let people talk about your platforms, talk about the problems together. And make decisions in public. Both ADRs, which is architectural decision records, and IPRs, interested party reviews, when people come around to decide together on how they want to evolve the platform moving forward. Instrumental. Very instrumental. People tend to talk about, that works for me, that doesn't, that works, what about this, what about that? It's like having a lot of brains in one single room. Okay, so what do you get if you get this right? According to me. Thank you. What you will see, based on my experience, is that the adoption of platform will increase organically. You don't have to force anyone on your platform. People will want to use your tools. People want to build the streams, the topics on your platform, because they make it easier for them. And then people will feel empowered to do what they want to do rather than what they have to do. Because of this, the engineering culture will become more energizing. People don't want to be told what to do. They want to just do things. They want to play around with stuff. Make that happen, but maintain the sanity on the platform and the business that you need. Product ideas will come naturally. People will come up with ideas. Oh, that data set is so good. I want to use it here. Let them try. Prove that they have a point, and let the products emerge. The platform evolution will happen spontaneously. Some things, we recently have this topic of someone wants to move data from a BigQuery to a Kafka topic, and they want to do it on a batch operation. They just want to ingest data every so often. And we're like, okay, let's try it out. Let's make it happen. When we build a spike, we prove that the pattern works, that the connection works, that we took care of the integration, and suddenly the platform evolved into something that can now be orchestrated to ingest streaming data into a Kafka topic. Amazing. You get an amazing platform, people working together. Okay, but how do you measure success? I believe strongly that these methodologies works well for us. The market share, how many people are working with our platform? There are other tools out there we don't mandate, as I said. There's Confluent, there is, what else is there? There's Red Panda, there is MSK, and we don't really, there's like Flink and all the stream processing technologies. We don't mandate, we just measure market share. The market share grows, we are happy because more people are using our platform. Onboarding time, net promoter score, key metrics, cognitive load, and developer satisfaction will help you measure the success of your platform. We all want to succeed in building platform and data product solutions. But working with humans is more of an art than a science, so you have to tailor your experiences to what fits you best. Helpful tips from a fellow platform builder: experience the pain firsthand. Build the pipelines with users. If you build a platform like myself, a streaming platform on top of Kafka, I want to build the data pipelines with you. I want to try to ingest some data into my own platform so I can see like onboarding is not great, there's not enough support for the libraries, for like I want to write things in JavaScript, the client, and I cannot. Like I need to experience that firsthand. Very helpful. Set healthy defaults, but allow for easy overrides, which means that everyone, like probably 90% of the case, benefits from having a good defaults. But there are use cases when something needs to change, and building that early into your platform will really help you out. Identify and empower your champions. If you see someone coming up and like answering questions for your other fellow people on the guild, on your support channel, make them empowered. Like use them. Like we had this guy Brian, and he keeps answering questions on support chat. Like Brian, you're a legend, right? So make platform appealing and engaging. What I mean to say in here is that make it cool, make it fun. People want to work with fun stuff. People want to play around with stuff. Be present when the user needs support. This is the last one. Some of the caveats are platform engineers should not decide what to get built. We don't have enough experience to understand how to use our platforms. You need to take that insights from someone else. Probably people using the platform. Don't wait for technical perfection before starting others, letting others experiment. We made some of the issues, the mistakes that we make in the past, is that we didn't allow people to experiment with the platform early enough to see some of the pathways that we were building towards. Tailor your practices to your people and your culture. This is just a guideline. If your culture is different, if your people are different, tailor to them. Trying to take a perspective from what Taylor was talking about. Take a different perspective. See how that works for your team. And be prepared to sometimes feel appreciated. You don't deliver value as platform builders. You help others. You reduce the complexity. You save people time. And people will not always appreciate that because you don't deliver the dollar. So, you know what the best part of it is that this has nothing specific to data engineering. So you can apply it to any problem space, you can apply it to any problem space you might want to have. You want to create an innovative, creative space, you want to apply it to platform, to internal platforms, to mobile platforms, to machine learning platforms, which is this track. Please do. Make people feel innovative. So last slide I want to share with you I really wanted to give you a big shout out to I want to celebrate your perspectives and your different unique ways to come into this conference and giving that bit of collaboration networking. We're going to come up with some amazing ideas if we work together. So thank you all for coming in, and thank you for listening to my talk.
Bye.